You've watched magicians saw assistants in half, escape from chains underwater, and levitate across stages for decades. But how do they actually pull off these mind-blowing stunts? In this video, we're ripping away the smoke and mirrors to spill the jaw-dropping secrets behind the world's most legendary magic tricks and illusions. From Houdini's vanishing elephant to Jamie Raven's lemon trick, we've dove deep to uncover the hidden mechanics that make these reality-warping performances possible. But before we get started, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Now, let's kick things off with number 10 on our list, The Vanishing Elephant by the legendary Harry Houdini himself. I mean, how do you even begin to make a 10,000-pound elephant just disappear into thin air? This iconic trick was all about clever staging and misdirection. Houdini would march the elephant into a giant cabinet on stage, draw a curtain, and poof! The massive beast would vanish without a trace. Here's how it worked. While covered by that curtain the same color as the back of the cabinet, the elephant was quickly shuffled off through a trapdoor while the audience's view was blocked. Moving the cabinet around also helped sell the illusion that the space was too small for the elephant. Simple yet absolutely brilliant use of illusion and misdirection from the master showman himself. Okay, this next one is just as crazy. You've gotta love the showmanship of Penn and Teller, lying down in the path of a huge truck and then getting unharmed after it rolls right over you. It seems utterly impossible. The key to this death-defying trick is a specifically modified truck with counterweights that shift all the way to one side as it passes over Teller's body. Of course, there were likely also lots of hidden safety precautions too, like deflating the tires and adding protective undercarriages. But the illusion works so effectively because the feeling of danger feels completely real in the moment. You can't possibly process how they're doing it safely as the 10-ton monster drives right over a human body. A true classic of close-up magic. The magician has someone pick a card, puts it back into the deck, and then that same card mysteriously pops up and levitates on its own. Such a simple yet deceptively powerful effect. Here, the secret lies in a specialized gimmick card with a mechanism that uses a hidden counterweight to levitate it out of the deck when activated by our performer. The levitation is often aided by an incredibly thin, clear thread pulling it upwards as well. While not the most mind-blowing trick in the world, it works like a charm every time by making this seemingly impossible look utterly effortless. Making an object weighing several ounces stand stably on a flimsy playing card is an impressive balancing feat in itself, but magicians always take it to the next mind-bending level. Here what we have seems to be just a normal can or bottle, somehow mysteriously defying physics by remaining upright on a single card. But taking a closer look, we realize it's not just one card at all, but rather two cards slightly stuck together at a precise angle to create a hidden stand. The cans are also often weighted or gimmicked on the bottom to make balancing easier, but it's still an incredibly impressive visual illusion that makes you question your understanding of gravity itself. This was such a standout signature trick by the very talented Jamie Raven on Britain's Got Talent. Just watching him cleanly extract a signed note from an ordinary lemon is mind-bogglingly impossible. Until you know the secret, that is. While acting like he's just folding up the note, Jamie actually swapped it out for a rolled up piece of paper using some incredibly subtle yet masterful sleight of hand. He dropped that into a hollowed out lemon that had been gimmicked ahead of time. Simple misdirection and sleight of hand, but it's so thoroughly convincing and perfectly constructed that it completely sells the illusion in the moment. You can't look away for a second or you'll miss the deception. This one you can do with just a book of matches. Start by cutting off the striker, then fold and light the matchbook to let it smoke. Rub the smoke sludge on your fingers and boom! You can now miraculously blow smoke right from your fingers. This self-working trick is easy enough for any beginner, but is guaranteed to get gasps every time. This is one of the tricks that makes you seriously question reality itself. French magician Xavier Mortimer starts by seemingly transforming an ordinary petal into a whole egg. Inexplicable enough in itself, but then he cracks that very egg into a glass of water? How did he do that? Here's how the baffling metamorphosis is accomplished. When Xavier appears to be simply folding up the petal, he's actually secretly swapping it out with a cleverly concealed hollow plastic egg in a classic sleight of hand maneuver. Everything else, like containing a real egg and moving the glass, is also achieved with flawless misdirection, camera work, and some seamless video editing trickery. What seems so casual is actually the product of choreographed planning. It's an absolute masterclass in combining all the key principles of magic: subtlety, misdirection, mechanics, and theatrical storytelling. This one has been baffling and amazing audiences pretty much since the dawn of modern stage illusion. A woman appears to be floating effortlessly in midair, completely unaided and defying the laws of physics. The secret is, well, she's not actually floating at all. It's an incredibly ingenious design that's deceptively simple in its mechanics. The setup includes a trapdoor and specialized rigging that allows the assistant to position herself out of view underneath the table. Meanwhile, a weighted wire frame covered by a cloth is raised up from the table to create the perfect visual illusion of her levitating body still under the drape. Take away the cloth covering at the end and poof, she's instantly disappeared into thin air. Or at least that's what it looks like to a speechless audience. It's such an iconic trick precisely because the method is so disalarmingly straightforward, yet sells the magical effect flawlessly. You've gotta love David Blaine's endearingly casual and cool style as he appears to casually bite a coin in half with his bare teeth on the street. It's such a shockingly simple illusion that it really does make you wonder if he's somehow superhuman. The secret to this viral trick is an ingeniously designed gimmick coin that's been expertly swapped out in the heat of the moment. The fake coin is able to fold itself in half convincingly under the slightest pressure as Blaine appears to bite into it, before restoring itself in another skilled sleight of hand move. All it takes is a brilliant misdirection and you've created a jaw-dropping moment. And now, for the granddaddy of all magic tricks that has been delighting and horrifying audiences for over many years: cutting a human being cleanly into two pieces before miraculously restoring them to whole. So how is this such astounding, visceral illusion actually achieved? Well, unfortunately for the brave assistants, it does require a very particular body type and flexibility to be able to squeeze themselves into a specialized confined box. With carefully calculated dimensions and design, the saw blade is able to safely pass through a middle portion without ever making contact with her body. Meanwhile, strategically placed mirrors create the illusion that she's been gruesomely sliced apart. It's a true masterpiece of theatrical misdirection, mechanics, and illusion. Brilliant assistants and showmen have polished this illusion to utter perfection over generations. True magic at its finest. There you have it, the world's 10 greatest magic tricks revealed, or at least as much as we're willing to share. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reactions to these trick breakdowns. Did any of the explanations surprise you or change how you view an effect? What's your all-time favorite magic illusion that we haven't covered? Let us know in the comments below which trick was your favorite. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more mind-blowing magic content coming your way. Thanks for watching,